Hi, in this topic we will see ERD components. Now, what do you mean by ERD components? We have seen that ERD means entity relationship diagrams. If you want to draw entity relationship diagrams, you need to know little bit about the notations like this rectangles, ovals, underscores, diamonds, etc. etc. Now, when you talk about entity relationship diagrams, few things we have seen, like what is entities, what are attributes, what are the keys, what are relationships. Now, how to present them? If you want to present the entity, right, we know what do you mean by entity. A distinct object or concept, it is represented by the rectangle with the rounded corners, optional. An entity name is written inside rectangle. So if you want to present the entity like this, mobile, report, course, customer, student, you need a rectangle. So this is entity, this is entity. Attribute, can you see ovals? Attributes are represented by means of ovals. Now we have seen something called as composite attribute. Composite attribute means what? Attribute is built by using one or more attributes. So name can be combination of first and last. So composite attributes, we have seen this thing, is composite attribute is represented by double oval. Now there is a dotted oval. From the date of birth, we can calculate the age, which is the derived attribute. So derived attribute can be represented by dotted oval. Then relationship, can you see? Student enrolls for the course. Student enrolls for the course. One to many relationship. One student can enroll for multiple courses. So here I have taken one to many, but whatever we have seen in the previous, I have considered this as many to many, no problem, just as example. Or the business requirement, one student can have multiple courses like this. So relationships are represented by the diamonds. Then if you see 1 and n, 1 represents, here you need to write something like this, 1 and n, one to many, right? Now relationships are the connections. Can you see this connection, this connection? Relationships or the connection between the entities are represented by the diamonds, and diamonds are connected to the particular entity by means of these connection lines. Remember that. Now one-to-one relationship is indicated by the straight line. One-to-many relationship is represented by a line with the 3 crow's foot, 3 lines, many, or this can be also okay, 1 and n. Sometimes you can write multiple lines over here, that is also okay. Multiple lines over here you can write. Many to many depicted by the crow's feet at both ends. So here you will write one arrow over here, right? And something like this, one arrow here, one arrow over here. But you can write it in that way, or you can write it in this way, 1 and okay. Weak entity, presently we don't have any weak entity, but if you see, what do you mean by weak entity? If the entity is dependent on another entity, that is called as weak entity, and it is represented by double rectangle, Now if you see, there is an underscore to the STU underscore ID and course underscore ID. Primary keys are represented by the underline. Can you see underline, underline? Primary keys. And cardinality participation symbols are used. Common symbols include the 1, 0 dot dot 1, 0 double dot, and 1 and star. something like this. So I have given a generalized solution over here, 1 and n, that is okay. There are a lot of people use a lot of notations, but I personally follow this notation to show you the ERD diagrams. And if you look at this everything together, this becomes the ERD. Remember that before you create any database structure like this or this or this, remember that these things are created from the ERD diagrams. So if you want to design the database, first and foremost thing is create the ERD. ERD is short form for ER diagrams, used as a communication tool between the stakeholders, database designers, developers, users, to understand the structure and relationship of the database system. They provide a high-level overview and aid in design, development, documentation of the database. Remember that entity relationship diagrams are just a picture of your entire database. And these are few components we have seen. Well, you may find there is a difference between some articles on the internet and this document. Well, remember that this is all for ease of understanding. 5% here and there, that is okay, no problem. Got it, but this should clear a whole and soul database diagram. That's all about the ERD components. Thank you.